Foul is Fair, Chapter 20, Boy Out of Time. The boy in the room couldn't have been much older than Megan or Lonnie, but he was a good bit taller, though clearly slouching from some injury. What drew the attention more than any other physical feature, though, was his clothing. He was dressed like something out of a medieval movie, right down to wearing chainmail. Lonnie didn't go near him yet, kneeling to tend to Aisling and the Count. Both were conscious and moving, but the Count was favoring one wing, and Aisling was quiet and had a black mark on one leg. Lonnie was taking both as a bad sign. "I have no arms," said the boy, holding up his good hand and wincing as it came away from his slumped shoulder. "Well, you've got them, but one's not looking good," Megan said. "Weapons, miss. I have no weapons. My sword broke fighting the golems." "Oh," Megan said, glancing at the empty sword sheath at his belt. "Weapons probably would have been a good idea." "Weapons you don't know how to use just encourage you to fight things you probably shouldn't," Lonnie replied. "I had a good sword," the boy said. "It didn't do me very much good. The Clive Solish, though. That should probably work a little better." "Oh," Megan exclaimed. "You must be the Queen's other agent. She was talking about you. I'm glad you're alive, but I was expecting someone a little bit more fair," he asked. I knew about the human blood thing, but I'd have figured their first person was older, or maybe with guns or something instead of a sword." "Guns really don't work on anything here nearly as well as you'd think they might," Lonnie said. She looked to the boy, getting in the practical questions while Megan was skipping past them. "Who are you, anyway? And what do you know about the sword?" "Justin of Ludlow," he answered, with an obviously painful bow. I was, squire to Sir Broderick. We came through the portal seeking the Clive Solish." "So where is he?" "He never made it to Inferry." We had prepared ourselves for the trip, after consulting with numerous scholars on matters of the Fae. Horseshoes, iron knives, necklaces of daisies, and, at great expense, plenty of salt. "Oh, I heard about the salt thing," Megan said. Lonnie glanced at her with a quirked brow. "So had we," Justin said. "And we thought we were ready. All we had to do was close our eyes, step through the lodestones, and step back out. As we did, there was a woman's scream and a terrible roar." "I don't remember that part," Megan said. "That's because we had a pixie guide," Lanny said, still crouched with Aisling, who was half trying to shoo her away. "So, what did you see? Who was screaming?" Megan asked, looking back to Justin while Lanny helped the pixie and crow. "There were flames, and the flames just towered, red hot, white hot. Sir Broderick, both his eyes were open. He fell straight for the fire. I managed to wrench myself aside somehow. I still fell. I fell half-blind into smoke and mist and hard earth. Once I could get up, I wandered for hours. Finally, I saw a path bordered by flames again and ran to it. I passed out as I emerged. Finally, I woke, collapsed, near a bonfire on the lawn of a castle." "Balefire," Aisling said, finally joining the conversation. "They're there for a reason, and they're also the reason you don't open your eyes when stepping out of a circle." Justin nodded, wincing. "What happened on the lawn?" "There were two people. She was like an ethereal saint. He was like an avenging angel." "I know, right?" Megan interrupted, then blushed. "Oh, sorry." "She said she'd let me return to the mortal world, but only if I completed a mission." "Sorry to go back, but where is Ludlow anyway?" She just had to know. His accent sounded like he was from somewhere between France, Virginia, and another planet. England, the Marches, near the Welsh border. And what year is it there? Aisling asked. Anno Domini 1389. Megan blinked. Oh gosh. I hate to break this to you. The Queen already did, miss. Don't worry. She helped me to try to understand the strange future dialect before she sent me on this quest last fortnight. Not sure why she started with that. The iron golems don't speak it, or speak at all. At least you know she intends to keep her word and let you leave. Oh, she always keeps her word, Aisling said. She has to. Oh yeah. Megan paused only a moment, her mind still racing around. So she gave you this mission. The mission was to get the sword? The same thing you'd been trying to do anyway? Well, yes, but not to bring it back to the king anymore. Aisling perked up a little. You've seen the unseelie king? No, Justin said hurriedly, shaking his head. No, I absolutely haven't. The King of England wanted to raise everyone's hopes against the machinations of the Lord's Appellant, and the bad weather, and the fear that the plague will return. Mostly, though, it's politics. Or it was politics. Justin had a strange expression for a moment, which might be understandable when realizing that everyone you know is dead. Anyway, he continued, it doesn't matter now. The Queen said I could never re-enter the normal world without first shoving the sword into a stone she showed me. Huh, reverse King Arthur, Megan said. Of course, we've got a crow instead of an owl. Justin looked puzzled. What do owls have to do with King Arthur? Let's just not talk about owls, Lonnie said. So, the sword. Yes, the sword. I've seen it, Justin said. I'm in no shape to make another attempt. They keep it well guarded. Most of the golems don't seem very intelligent. Distractions worked well. The four guarding the sword, however, seemed to have different instructions, or better magic animating them. They won't leave the sword alone. That made it harder to take, but, thankfully, made them easier to escape, too, he said, glancing at his injured arm. So, at least we have a better idea of what we're up against, Lonnie said. We're going to need a plan. But we have some time. I hope you don't mind us inserting ourselves into the mission, Justin. But we're after the same thing. It seems like the best idea. It does, Justin agreed. As soon as I can move my arm enough to fight. After checking on Aisling one more time, Lonnie crossed the room. Let me take a look at it,